I'm Jennifer McDaniel, CEO and co-founder of Soul Abode. I'm coming to you today with something that's a little bit heavy on my heart, and I think that now is the perfect time to introduce you to some resources and some tools that are going to help you to feel better during this really important time. As women of color, it is critically important that we learn to take care of ourselves and we learn to make self-care a priority. Traditionally, when you look at our history, self-care is something that seemed like a luxury. It didn't seem like it was something that we have always had access to. And so our main mission at Soul Abode is to create an inclusive and diverse environment that gives you information, curated information and resources so that you can actually have the best information to be able to make well-informed decisions about your health. One of the ways that we do this is to introduce you to a concept called our Soul Care Wheel. What is the Soul Care Wheel? The Soul Care Wheel looks at your whole life as a whole versus compartmentalizing it into different pieces. When you look at the wheel is going to take you through what we call the 6 dimensions of soul care. Soul care is about wholeness. Soul care is about alignment. Soul care is about you being able to be the very best version of yourself. And the way that you do this is to be able to understand how to actually utilize the wheel to be able to narrow in on what area of self-care needs to be energized. There are 6 dimensions of soul care that we have incorporated into our soul care wheel. The very first dimension is soul. The soul dimension is really about your purpose. It's really about your life mission. It is rooted in who you are supposed to be. It's based on your divine purpose, what God is telling you in your heart, and giving you just really, I would say, the energy and the inspiration to be able to walk out that walk. The next dimension of the soul care wheel is connection. We all know that connection is vitally important, especially during this time where we've been so socially isolated and away from each other for months on end. Connection is about relationship. It's about relationship with other people, but most importantly, it's about the relationship that you're having with yourself. How are you engaging in relationship? How are you energizing the relationships with the people that matter most to you? Are you in a relationship where there's reciprocation? Are you getting what you need out of your relationships? The next dimension in the soul care wheel is mindset. Never before has mindset been so critically important to us as women of color. Because we deal with so much stress day in and day out, if you don't get a grasp of your mindset and your thought process, you're going to spiral down very quickly. The one thing I want to encourage you is that we all deal with stress. Stress is never ever going to go away. But it's not the stress that's the problem. It is the way that you respond to the stress. And what we want to do is be able to give you a different way of being able to look at it. We want to offer you different ways and different perspectives so that you can start to actually respond to the things that are happening in your life versus react. And when you start to respond, that's when you really start to take control and you start to create a new narrative for yourself. The next dimension in the wheel is feelings. Your feelings matter. Every single feeling that you have is valid. And I know that many of us are dealing with a myriad of different feelings during this time. What I want you to understand about your feelings is your emotional self-care is very, very important. The feelings dimension gives you access to be able to understand and honor your feelings. Again, it gives you the ability to understand how to actually respond to your feelings and know that your feelings are not you, but you can learn to acknowledge and validate them and let them come and go, and you can start to dig deeper into understanding that the feeling is just a symptom of something that's a lot bigger, which is really the root. The next dimension in the soul care wheel is going to be movement. Movement is all about how you use your body. How do you feel in your body? Do you take the time to exercise? Do you take the time to feed your body and give it the nutrients that it needs to be strong, so that you have the physical and mental endurance that you need to be able to show up and use your body in the right way? It's about physical activity. It's about movement. It's about feeling good in your body. It goes beyond just being a certain weight. So with movement, we know that movement is all about energy. And the more that you move your body, the more fluid and the more in flow you are with life in general. The very last dimension is surroundings. And surroundings is just all about your environment. It's about what you're exposing yourself to day in and day out. Do you have enough fresh light in your environment? Do you have fresh water? Are you sitting in front of a computer all day in a dark room where you're not getting enough sunlight? How much time do you actually spend in nature? Do you have fresh plants? Are you surrounding yourself with the things that make you feel beautiful? Do you use your surroundings to create an environment that nurtures you from the inside out? This is what soul care is about. It's about alignment, it's about nurturing yourself, but most importantly, it's about taking a deeper dive into wellness, a deeper dive into self-care, and understanding that self-care is not a luxury. Self-care, as Audre Lorde says in her famous quote, self-care is self-preservation. And it is time that we as women of color start to preserve our energy so that we can actually step up and be the women that we need to be. And it starts with taking care of ourselves. We at Soul Abode want to be that resource for you. We encourage you to reach out to us. If there are specific things that you want to learn about in relation to our soul care wheel, you can go ahead and email us at info@soulabode.com. And we have some great things coming up soon. We're going to continue to educate you, inspire you, and take you through each of these dimensions so that you can understand how these dimensions influence your overall self-care and your overall well-being. Talk to you later.